our sponsor for the entire year. And I think this is their third year that they've signed up for the learning series. So unfortunately, we don't have anyone here from Gordon Service today. They were doing their job fair today. So it just, there was a conflict, but I just really want to thank them for their sponsorship. And what I'd like to do is I'd just like to give a quick intro to Eric Bastien from Be Your Best Self Coaching and give you a little bit of background, and then we will get started. All right. I'm going to ask everyone if you keep yourself on mute, and then when we finish, when Eric starts the presentation or whatnot, we definitely want to make it interactive. So if you want to raise your hand, you can use the reactions button, or you can just raise your hand like this, and somebody will get you to speak when there is a pause or a break through the presentation. All right. So Eric is a transformational life mastery consultant certified by the Brave Thinking Institute. Eric combines a diverse background on both the private and the public sectors in multiple industries and helps people, including business owners and entrepreneurs, to build their dreams, accelerate their results, and create richer and more fulfilling lives. I need this, Eric. For over 10 years, Eric has studied and implemented transformational success principles. And as a sought-after speaker, trainer, and coach, Eric's workshops and coaching programs help people break through limitations and achieve greater results than they have ever known before. Eric has over 25 years, Eric, you don't look that old, work experience in both the private and public sectors in multiple industries, including insurance, government, call centers, and sales. Eric's skill set of customer service, auditing, accounting, finance, and project collaboration make him a well-rounded coach. If you're looking to increase your clarity, amplify your confidence, and achieve your next level of success, Eric's inspiring workshops and coaching programs can help you to get there. Think, believe, and achieve. I am so super excited to participate in today's session, the Vision Workshop, 3 Keys to Mastering Your Results. And with that, Eric, I'm going to let you take it away.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. So great to see you guys. We've got Faye in the house, Jesse in the house. We've got Michael in the house. That's awesome. So let me just share my screen here. I'm going to be sharing a PowerPoint. What are you guys looking at right now? You guys, do you see the big Power Vision 3 Keys to Mastering Your Results? Is that what you're looking at?
We do.
One screen. Okay. So thank you so much for the introduction, Sam, and welcome everyone. It's great to be here. I want to thank, of course, Sam, Krista, Scott, and the rest of the Chamber of Commerce, Milton Chamber of Commerce, for giving me this opportunity to come and speak with you today. Today is really all about you. That's it. I'm going to be talking about the power of vision, especially as it relates to you and your business. And I'll be introducing you 3 keys to mastering results. So I just got to move you guys out of the way here. Here we go. All right. So go to the next screen. Give me a second here. Just trying to figure stuff out here. Okay. You guys can see that okay? So to help you receive the most value from this webinar, I invite you to do the following. Number 1, minimize distraction by turning off or silencing your phones. And bringing your full presence to this moment. Number 2, as I also love to see your smiley faces, if you can try to have your cameras on during the presentation, that would be great. If you're driving or you're not in a position, it's a very bad hair day or something like that, then I can understand. That's cool. Number 3, have a pen and some paper with you, as you will probably want to take some notes during the presentation. And finally, be ready to participate. Michael knows that I like to use the reaction menu a lot, so you will be reusing the reaction menu and the chat as well in this presentation. Now to access the reaction menu, I think everybody knows how to do that, but I'll just say real quick what you need to do. Just hover your mouse near the bottom of your screen and you'll actually see the menu and you'll be able to see the reactions button. You can just click on that and I'll tell you what to hit, like if it's the thumbs up or heart or whatever it is. If you are using a smartphone, you just have to tap on your screen to actually access the menu. And if you're using, let's say, an iPad, the reactions menu will be at the very top of your screen. And you just simply have to click on I believe there's 3 dots. You just click on those and then you'll be able to access the menu. Now, I always like to start off with something funny. So I heard this joke recently. Well, the Japanese eat far less red meat than do the Canadians or the British, and they suffer far fewer heart attacks. The French, on the other hand, they eat way more fat than do the Canadians or the British, and they too suffer far fewer heart attacks. Now, the Italians, we got some Italians in the house, right? They love their red wine, and they drink a lot more red wine than do the Canadian or the British, and they too suffer far fewer heart attacks. So the research is very clear. You can eat and drink whatever it is that you want. It's speaking English that will kill you. All right, so we're not here today to talk about or to minimize the risk of having a heart attack or to speak Japanese for that matter, but we are here to learn a different kind of language. We are going to be exploring the language of success. And it's the language for creating the results that we want in our lives. And once we consciously understand this language, then we can apply it to any area of our life that we want to improve. So my intention today is that you will learn 3 tools that will help you achieve your goals and dreams, that you'll have greater clarity on what those dreams are, and that you'll feel even more confident in the power that lives in you to achieve your goals and dreams. So are you up for that? And if you are, just go to the reaction menu and give me a thumbs up. Let's see here. All right, awesome. All right, well, you're in the right place then today. That's awesome. So have you ever achieved a goal or a dream in your life that when you first had that goal or dream, you didn't know how you're going to achieve it? All right. Anybody have that experience? All right. You can lift your hand up real quick. See, that proves the point that you are capable of far more than you know. Now, what I've learned during the many opportunities I've had to speaking to different groups is that often our dreams and goals are born out of the challenges that we're facing or the pain that we are experiencing. So how many of you are currently experiencing some sort of challenge in your life? It could be some area of your life that's causing you pain. Maybe it's in your business, in your career, maybe it's in a relationship, or it could be with your health even, or maybe it's with the amount of money that you have or that you don't have. So if you want to respond, go to the reaction menu and just respond with a yes or no. That would be awesome. All right. Beautiful. And would you love to have that problem solved? And if you would, show me the heart emoji. Let's see a big heart. Okay, awesome. All right, so you see, we live in a universe that speaks to us through 2 different growth signals: our longing, and those are the things that we want and that are seeking to emerge in our lives, and also through our discontent. And those are the things that we don't want in our lives and that are seeking to be released. So the feeling of longing for something that we haven't yet created and the feeling of discontentment with our current circumstances are the catalysts for growth within us. Dr. Michael Beckwith has a great quote in which he says to change our life. He says that we are often pushed by pain until we are pulled by a vision. Right? So these 2 energies, the pain of your problem and the burning desire for what it is that you want, are essential for creating new results in your life. Let me share a time in my life where my longing and discontent inspired me to make a change basically from being an employee over to an entrepreneur business owner. How many of you know that you're unemployable as a business owner, right? Meaning that you've got to be the one that's leading. You're the creator. You've got the ideas. You want to control your destiny, right? You want to create results where you want to make an impact on others' lives. And you also want more freedom for your life, for yourself, and for your family as well, right? Would you like more of that? All right, raise your hand. Okay, so beautiful. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, from the year 2000 to 2015, so for 15 years, I was an employee of the Canada Revenue Agency. I was a public servant with the federal government, and I worked for the CRA, and I was an auditor for the last 7 of those years. I can see, Sam, you got a nice big smile on your face. As a public servant, I enjoyed the benefits of having a secure position. I had an excellent pension plan, health and dental benefits, vacation leave, excellent working conditions, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And I was always very grateful for being an employee and of service for my government, yet years of government cutbacks, lack of resources, ideas promoting how do you get your employees to do more for less. All of these things had taken their toll, and I felt disempowered, angry, and definitely frustrated. In late 2015, I remember sitting in a large boardroom all alone, surrounded by about 20 boxes containing the books and records of the business I was auditing. I took a little mini break just to rest my eyes and started reflecting on how unhappy I was. I wasn't fulfilled. I was alone. I wasn't really using my talents and abilities. So here's a social individual who loves building relationships with people, doing a very introverted and isolated job where, let's face it, nobody's really happy to see you, right? So at that time, I was having difficulty sleeping. I had eczema flare-ups covering about 70% of my body. It was all over my face. And I often would get anxiety attacks as well. And so the burning question I had for myself while I was sitting in this boardroom was, how did I end up in this robotic, soul-sucking job, right? So it was a defining moment for me that particular day. And I made a decision that I was going to change my life. I looked at the 7 years of my life and I realized that I had been on repeat, and I wasn't going to live my life on repeat anymore. They say that rarely do people live 90 years once. More people live 1 year 90 times. So I made the decision that day that I was going to make a change. I didn't want to be a stormtrooper anymore, right? And so I decided to launch my own business and to go after what I really wanted. And in launching that business, I became an adept student at what creates success. I quickly immersed myself into any books relating to personal development and human potential, books like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, for example, and Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and there are many more as well. Eventually led me to the discovery of a career path known as a life coach. And I researched and found the Brave Thinking Institute based out of Los Angeles, California. And I loved what they were all about. And I made the decision to enroll and went through a rigorous and intense training process to become a life mastery consultant. I've been trained and certified in something called the Dream Builder process that literally tens of thousands of individuals, entrepreneurs, and business owners like you have used to create extraordinary results in their lives. So today, I'm going to share with you 3 of those tools and principles that they use and to take your results basically to the next level. And my hope is that I don't teach you anything that you don't know, right? Isn't that ironic? And why would I say that? Here's why. I hope I share with you something that you've always known and have simply forgotten to practice, because it's in the power of these fundamentals that will take us to the next level. So if you are in the possibility of creating something even more amazing for your life, go ahead and this time use the chat and say, I'm in. I'm in. Beautiful. Michael, Samira. Okay, awesome. Excellent. All right. So here's my promise to you. I'm going to give you everything I can in the time that we have together. We'll be together until about 5:30. And at the end of my presentation, some of you may want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. So for you, I have a special gift that you're going to love that I will give you at the end of my presentation. So let's explore the 3 keys for mastering your results. And you know that each one of us is creating results in our lives all day, in every area of our lives. Now, many people go about their lives doing what they normally do. They're rolling with the punches, they're going with the flow, they're basically taking it as it comes. And this is what we call living by default. Now, their lives are directed by the comfortable things that they typically do without much conscious planning. In fact, most people will spend more time organizing a weekend vacation than they invest in planning a life that they would love living. On the other hand, highly successful people create a life by design. And that means that they set a clear intention for what they would love, and they consciously create what they want in their life. Now, there are 4 domains in which we create results in our lives. They are your health and well-being, your love and relationships, your vocation or the work that you do, your business, and finally, your time and money freedom. Now, you are having results in each of these areas right now. Some results you may absolutely love, and other results, not so much. Here's the good news. No matter what the results, no matter how big of a challenge it might feel like to you right now, no matter how long an old result has been in place, you absolutely have the power to create the exact results you would love to have in your life. It's time to play a quick game together. Here we go. You guys are going to like this. In a moment, you're going to see a slide with the numbers 1 through 50 scrambled on the screen. You'll have 30 seconds to count as high as you can. Now, to do this, you want to find each number in numerical order, starting with the number 1. So when you find the number 1, say 1 to yourself quietly in your head, and then move on and find the number 2 and say that quietly in your head, and find the number 3, and so on. Now you have 30 seconds to count as high as you can. Are you guys ready? Set and go. Okay, you've got 10 seconds left. Now stop. So how high did you count? Just put your results in the chat if you don't mind. 13, 17, Jesse, all the way to 50. Wow, Faye, you've probably done this game before. That's awesome. Congratulations, Linda, 14, Sam, 9. Okay, all right. So would you love to know the secret that has the potential to help you increase your results? Yes, put your hand up if you would. Okay. Here's the secret. Let's divide the slide into 4 equal quadrants, drawing a vertical line in the middle of the slide and also a horizontal line in the middle of the slide. Now notice that the number 1 is found in the top left quadrant. The number 2 is in the lower left quadrant. The number 3 is in the bottom right quadrant. And the number 4 is in the top right quadrant. Number 5, 6, 7, 8. So the numbers are actually ordered in a counterclockwise motion. So now that you know the pattern, let's see if you can improve your results when you're given the exact same resources, the same amount of time, and the same 50 numbers on the screen. Okay? Ready, set, go. Ten seconds left. Pens down. So, did your count improve? You can enter your results in the chat. 28, yes. 25, that's up as well. Jesse, 33. Michael, 30. Awesome, awesome. So what changed in this area? You simply expanded your awareness of the pattern for how to create the results that you wanted. Or in other words, you learned the pattern of success. And that does prove a point that every one of you can improve the results that you're getting in your life when you expand your awareness of the pattern for how to create those results. And that is what we're going to be learning today. So I'm going to introduce you to the first key of mastering results here in a moment. Now, before we go there, I have a couple of important concepts to share with you. Now, these ideas will support you in expanding your awareness of success in the areas of life that matter most to you. Now, as we touched on earlier, there are 4 major domains of life which we experience results. They are your health and well-being, your vocation or your business, your love and relationships, and also your time and money freedom. And as you recall, every one of us has results in each of these areas of life. Now, the results you're getting in these areas of life are a perfect reflection, really, of your awareness in these areas. Let's expand our awareness together by studying what I call the results formula. Your thoughts cause your feelings. So when you think joyful thoughts, you feel happy. When you think about the latest COVID cases or the latest COVID numbers, for example, you might feel stressed, you might feel a little tense or fearful. Your thoughts actually affect your physiology. Now, your feelings cause your actions. So when you feel confident or energized, you will take different action than, let's say, when you feel sad or frustrated or angry. And finally, your actions cause your results. It's our actions or lack of actions that create our results. And your thoughts basically cause your feelings cause your actions, and your actions cause your results. This is the law of cause and effect. Yet most people don't really get this. Most people look at their results, they look at their circumstances, their conditions, and they call those their causes. Actually, they're too smart to call them their causes. They usually call them their B causes. You know, I can't expand my business because I don't have the resources. I can't, let me see here. I can't tap into new markets because I don't have the know-how. I can't achieve work-life balance because I don't have the time, right? That's a common one, right? I can't because. When the true cause of all of our results is right here. It's all in your thoughts. And your results are caused by what you have been thinking. So this really is the first cause. So if you want to know what you've been thinking, just simply look at your results, because your results, they never lie. Now, if we want to create new results in our life, then we pay attention to our thoughts. And that is something that we call notice what we're noticing. Notice what you're noticing. So notice right now where your feet are touching the ground. Notice that you might, that you feel your socks on your feet, if you're wearing them, of course. Notice that you can feel your body sitting in your seat right now. Notice that you can feel the air on your skin. Now notice that you have the ability to notice these things. All right, so this is how you notice what you're noticing. And you can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can notice what you're thinking, and you can notice how what you're thinking affects how you're feeling, because they're connected. And this brings us finally to key number 1 of dream building, which is designing a dream. Now, when you would love different results in your life, you plan for them. Just like you have a clear blueprint when you want to build a house, the same is true with your dream. Now, without a clearly defined blueprint, you cannot build your dream.
Eric?
Yeah.
Does this all tie in like with mindfulness, like that new buzzword, like in the last year, mindfulness and being present in the moment? Is that all what this is all about?
What you're noticing, absolutely. That's all about being consciously present, just being in the present moment and noticing your thoughts. But it's actually detaching sometimes, because sometimes we're stressed, But if you detach yourself from the actual event and just stay in the present moment and just notice your thoughts, like from a curious perspective, then yes, it ties into that. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at, there's a great quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So we're going to design a blueprint for your dream, and we're going to make it crystal clear. So remember this, clarity is power. When you become clear on what it is that you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities and resources that you may otherwise have entirely missed. Things simply seem to appear out of the blue. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to do an exercise to help you develop clarity in your dreams in all areas of your life. Okay, so remember this, clarity is power, very important. Now, before we do that, here's an important concept that will help us to understand why having crystal clarity rather, is important. And it's this, the quality of our lives is determined by the questions we ask. Okay, let that sink in. The quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask ourselves. And one of the most highly calibrated questions there is what would you love? Right? Ask yourself, what would I love? And you can just notice something with me for a moment. Notice that there's a different feeling that comes from asking the question, what do you think? Or what do you want? Versus what would you love? We tend to think of the conditions that will allow us to have something we want. So, what does the money in our bank account say that we can afford, for example? Or what do our friends say would be something fun to do? Instead, we should be focusing on the question, what would I love? And we will definitely receive different answers when we ask that question, what would I love? And compared to, what do you think I can do? Or what does the economy say I can do? What do other people think I can do, right? That's a common one as well. So we are getting results in our lives every day, no matter what, in every area of our lives. And it's up to us to decide if those results are going to happen by default or by design. And if we continue to let things happen and react, we can continue to let things happen and react, or we can create a life that we love living by designing our dream. And this is where we design the power of our vision. So we're going to take a few minutes now and design a powerful vision for each area of our lives. And when someone is designing blueprints for a house, I'm just going to drink some water here for a second. I'm starting to get dry mouth, and that's not good. So when somebody's designing blueprints for a house, they will consult, let's say, an architect or an interior designer to give them professional tips that will help create a powerful, inspirational space. Now, as you begin your vision, your dream, and basically the life that you would love living, as a certified life master consultant, I'd like to offer you some professional tips to create a powerful, inspirational vision. Does that sound good? You guys up for that? Want to give me some thumbs up? I haven't used the reaction menu in a while. All right. Here we go. Awesome. Okay. So my first design tip is pay attention to your longing and discontent. Remember, those are the signals that life is sending you. So just like an acorn seeks fuller expression in an oak tree, there's something in you seeking to emerge, or you wouldn't be here today. My second vision tip is that we think in pictures. So be very descriptive. Now play along with me for just a second here. What do you like about your bed? Or what is your favorite food, for example? So when I said your bed, when you were thinking about your bed, you didn't see the letters B-E-D, or you didn't see, let's say your favorite food is sushi, you didn't see S-U-S-H-I. No, you saw your bedroom with your comforter and your pillows and maybe a plate of sushi, for example. So the point is, you want to describe in detail what it is that you would love as vividly as you can with all your five senses. You want to let your imagination just simply go. right? Just like when you did when you were a little kid, basically. My third design tip is you want to keep it very positive. That is, you want to write down what you want and not what you don't want. What I mean by this is instead of writing, I want to get out of debt, for example, you want to write something like, I want to live in financial abundance. Instead of saying, I don't want any more back pain, you want to write, I want to move with comfort and ease. Another good one is instead of saying, I want to lose weight, you can write your desire, write your desire for enjoying life at my ideal weight, right? Enjoy living at my ideal weight. So it's just a different way of looking at it. So these are called approach goals instead of avoidance goals. And speaking in the affirmative is way more powerful than speaking in the negative. And finally, the fourth design tip is to write this all as if it's happening right now. You want to write it in the present moment. So yeah, you want to write it as if these are your current results, right? And so you want to start each of your statements, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to be using your pen and paper in just a moment, but you want to start each statement with, I am so happy and grateful now that I am living in financial abundance, or I am at my ideal physical weight, or I'm living with the love of my life, whatever it is, right? So you want to keep it in the present tense as if it's your life today. So now get your pen and paper ready, and I'm going to guide you through each dimension of your life and ask you some high quality questions and give you 90 seconds to write out your dream for your life in each of the quadrants. Now, I want you to use your imagination and pretend that you're stepping into a time machine and that you are visiting your future self 3 years from now. So it's April 20th, 2025. And if, as we get started, no ideas come to mind, just start with what you know for sure. And then just let the thoughts come. And if you pause in your writing, that's okay too. Right? It's a little bit like priming a pump. The first thoughts start coming through. And then next, as you keep going, as you keep thinking other thoughts, then the flow becomes clearer and clearer, and you get new thoughts that come through. So let's begin with our health and well-being. In the version of you on April 20th, 25, what is your image of health? How do you feel in your body? What activities do you engage in? What do you eat? Perhaps there's some discontent when it comes to your weight. So what's your ideal weight? What would you love when it comes to your health and well-being? And I will give you 90 seconds starting right now. You guys hear the music? You don't hear any music?
It's really low.
I'll see if I can turn it up.
I can hear it really well.
You might need to turn up your volume, Sam.
It might be me.
Okay, 30 more seconds. Okay. So let's anchor these, what you just wrote down right now. What we'll do is we'll anchor these by taking a deep breath. So if you can slowly inhale through your nose And as you exhale, just exhale through your mouth as if you're blowing out of a straw. So nice and slow. Okay, you want to cellularize these ideas that you've just shared, that you've just put down on paper, so that there's some sort of a recognition in your body that this is the life that you want to live. All right. Let's move on to the domain of our love and relationships. So are you longing to deepen an existing relationship you're in? Find more harmony in that relationship. Or maybe you're single and you're seeking a deep, loving relationship with someone new. Right? What would that relationship be like? Now, maybe there's some discontent in one of your current relationships, some discord that needs to be resolved. So when it comes to your relationships in general, what would you love? And what does that look like when you're meeting your future self on April 20th, 2025? And again, you have 90 seconds. Okay, 30 more seconds. Okay, so once again, we're going to anchor these ideas by taking, and we're going to do it through our breath. So we're going to inhale through our nose and then exhale slowly through our mouth as if we're blowing out of a straw. All right, excellent work. Now let's look at our next area of our life, and this is our business, our vocation. How much annual income are you generating in your business? Remember that we're actually visiting, in this case, our future version of ourselves, right? So we're looking at April 20th, 2025. How much vacation time would you love to have per year? Maybe you want to work less hours and you want more time freedom. So what does that look like for you? How many hours are you working per week? You can design that. Now, maybe you've had great success, but you want to know how far you can go and how high you can fly. Or maybe retirement is just around the corner, right? So what does that look like for you? What would bring you more life? So when it comes to your business, your vocation, what would you love? And what does that look like on April 20th, 25, when you meet your future you? And again, you've got 90 seconds. Another 30 seconds. Okay. So once again, we want to anchor these ideas so that our body kind of knows that this is what we want. So we do that through our breath. So we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Okay. So now we are in the last domain, which is our time and money freedom. So what would you love in terms of the flow of money in your life? And what would you do with that money? Would you go on a trip? Maybe have that beachfront cottage that you've always dreamed of? Would you like to contribute and give back to your community? Would you love to invest in yourself and in your personal growth? So how much time, free time, would you love? So again, it all comes down to that one question. What would I love? And what does that look like for you on April 20th, 2025? And you will have another 90 seconds for this as well. Another 30 seconds. Okay. All right, so one last time, we will anchor these ideas. So we will take in nice one deep breath in, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth as if you're blowing it out of a straw. All right. Now there's one final design tip that I invite you to add as a finishing touch on your vision. I invite you to write at the end of the journaling that you've just done, I want you to write this or something even better still. This or something even better still. Now, that's a powerful signal, that statement, that what you've expressed just now is in what it's basically your awareness as of this present moment, right? This is what you know as of now. So this statement is like holding out your hands and being open and willing to receive something that's even more powerful and beneficial to you, but you're just not aware of it at this point in time. Okay. And let's move on. Congratulations, guys. You've just created your life by design. And this is the first key to mastering your results. Knowing what it is that you would love and describing it is basically the first step in bringing the results, those results to life. Now, let me tell you why that first step is so important. Everything is created twice. We've looked at this a little bit earlier on. Remember with the results formula? First, everything is a thought, then it becomes a physical thing. So if you think about it, look where you are sitting right now, right? The clothes that you're wearing, the chair that you're sitting in, the table maybe that you're writing on, the pen or pencil that you're using. It was first someone's thought before it actually became a tangible thing, right? Someone had to think it up before it could actually be built up. And that is what you're doing right now with your life. You're actually thinking up the design. You're designing your vision, designing your dreams, designing your life. So very powerful once we know that. And this brings us to the second key for mastering your results, which is deciding for your dream. Now, best-selling author and renowned life coach, Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor just passed in February of this year. He was a great man. I loved him dearly. He said this, he goes, there's a single mental move that you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation that you will ever encounter. And it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this magic mental activity. It is called decision. So referring back to my personal story, when I was in that boardroom in 2015, I decided at that point that I was going to go after what I really wanted, that I was going to change my life and to do work that was meaningful to me, that was soul giving, if you will, right? And I made, a positive, basically a decision that would make a positive difference in the lives of others. And that's the decision I made. Now, in fact, it's been proven that highly successful people are willing to decide for what it is that they would love, even in the absence of knowing how to bring it about. So some people want to know every step of the way before deciding. They want green lights down the whole street before they'll back out of the driveway. Now, the key in this case is that you make a firm decision for what you want before you will bring out your dream into reality. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Can I have a volunteer to read the next slide? Somebody lift up their hand and anybody? Okay, Linda, I see your hand. So if you can just unmute yourself. And if you could read the next slide for us, please.
Gotcha. According to research at Stanford University, it doesn't matter what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole.
Thank you. Well done. Well done. Isn't that incredible? Right? Looking at this paragraph, it would seem like it's completely unreadable. But when the first letter and the last letter are in the right place, the middle can be all jumbled up and your mind can still make sense of it and read it. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Now I shared this with you because it's so applicable to your vision for the life that you would love living. Now, after the designing your dream exercise we did earlier, do you now recognize what your current results are, where you are right now? So after journaling what you would love in each domain of your life, do you now recognize your dreams and of where you want to go? So great. What happens in the middle between the results you have now and the results you want is the how, basically. You do not know how you're going to bring about the dream. That's the middle part. So I'm not making much sense here, but it's the jumbled up part of the words, right? That's the how. And we want to suspend the how. We want to know the what, but we want to suspend the how. And that is what we're going to refuse. Sorry, I'm just getting, hold on here for a second here. That is what we're going to refuse to let the unknown stop us from making a decision to move toward our dreams. Okay. So don't worry about the how. Now, your mind has a way of making sense of it. All it takes is being willing to make a decision. So we have taken a look at the first and the second keys to mastering your results, which is designing your dream and deciding for your dream. And that brings us to the third key for mastering your results, which is befriending your fear. That is, you do the thing that you really want to do, even when fear rises up and tries to stop you. You want to make fear your friend. Now, great dream building requires the ability to suspend knowing how and taking action in the absence of all the answers. So when we decide for a dream, there's a part of us that says yes. And there's also another part of us that rises up and says, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. Or how are you going to do that? You've never done that before. Or who do you think you are? You don't have what it takes. Raise your hand if any of you have heard from that part of you before. Right? Yeah, we all have, right? Maybe it's spoken to you during this presentation, possibly. Right? So what is that voice? That's the voice of fear. It's the part of you that wants to, for things to stay status quo. And often fear will disguise itself as practicality. Fear won't say, I'm here to kill your dreams. It's way too smart for that. It'll say, I'm here to keep you safe. I'm here to make sure that, you never have to experience that level of pain again. I'm here to make sure that you don't get embarrassed again, right? That you don't get hurt again. And it's also the voice that says, now is not a good time. Let's just wait until later. And it's also the part of you that asks, what if I fail? So what if you fail? How many of you have had a fail in your life? All right. Go ahead and yes, you've had a, I see Sam, I see Linda's hand. I see Jesse, Rob. Yep. We've all had failures, right? When we were babies, we all started out as non-walkers. And as a non-walker, you saw people around you walking and you wanted that level of freedom for yourself. You wanted to be upright and not to be floor bound. And as you rose up, you locked your eyes on that toy or that cookie that you wanted, and you gave it your best shot at taking steps. And then what happened? Well, you fell down. But what did you do next? You got up again. You tried to take a step, and then you fell down again. When you were learning to walk, never once did you fall down and think to yourself, well, that's it. I'm just not meant to be a walker. No, you got up and you kept going. And with each try, you took a few more steps and a few more steps until finally, unless you had a disability that prevented you from doing so, you became a walker. And something happens when we become adults. We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down. If we fall down in business, we say, I guess I'm just not meant to be a business owner. Or if we fall down in love, we say, I guess love isn't in the cards for me. When it's actually falling down and rising up that are actually the keys to achieving your dreams. So we must befriend our fear and give ourselves the permission to fail enough to succeed. And great dream builders are willing to fail and to rise again, over and over again. And we all know about these people and their stories, and now you can see how they learn to walk by falling down multiple times. Oprah Winfrey was fired by television executives. She was told that she was not fit for TV, but she rose up and she kept going, and she went on to create her own studio. Bruce Springsteen was fired from his first band and told that by his manager that he couldn't sing, but he rose up and he kept going, and he's now, we all know him as the boss. And he sold more than 144 million records worldwide. The founder of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, he was told that there was no market for his kind of coffee. His loan application was rejected 242 times. Now, there are nearly 30,000 Starbucks around the world, and the company has a net worth of more than $22 billion. Walt Disney Another one was fired from his job at a newspaper for lacking imagination. Can you believe that? And we all know, of course, about the Disney empire, and it's now worth over $130 billion. So all of these great stories also have experienced great failure. In fact, fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. So when the voice of doubt questions you and asks, what if you fail? Let your response be, bring it on. I might fail, but if I do, I will rise up and I will keep going and I will succeed. So how do we give power to the part of us that wants to move forward when we hear that voice that wants us to play small? There's a whole process to this that I take my clients through in the Dream Builder program. But for our purposes today, I'm going to give you one thing that you can do. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So when you notice the voice of doubt, worry, and fear, you start thinking, and you start thinking small, basically. Here's what you do, okay? You interrupt that thought and you say, not today, fear, and you reconnect again with your vision. You reconnect with your dream. How are we doing for time here? We're doing okay. All right. So you refocus your mind on your dream. All those ideas that dissolve your discontent and answer your longings. And you focus on what it is that you would love. A dream that brings you life and that has good in it for others. You want to put the fear out of your mind and instead basically put it on your dream. And then this is the key. You need to take an action step, right? Just thinking about your vision, for example, your dream, and even writing it down is not going to make it happen. Just poof, like magic. You know, my dream is to go up Mount Everest. Well, you know what? It's nice to have that dream, but if you don't do your part, it's not going to happen, right? And you have to do it even when you're afraid. So take a moment now and look at what you've written down on as part of your dream. And remember our tool that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of questions we ask. So consider your dream and ask yourself, what is one thing I could do? What is one small action that I can take in 5 minutes that would move me in the direction of my dream? Now, there's probably lots of things that you can do if you really stop and think about it. If you're looking for the love of your life, for example, one action step might be to join a club, right? And so that you can meet someone that has mutual interests. All right. Anyways, you get the idea roughly. So I want you to choose the quadrant of your life where there's the most discontent or longing right now. And I want you to take 1 minute for you to journal some possible action steps that you could take to improve your results in that area. Now, remember, it took many attempts at taking steps before you learn to walk. And that was an important life milestone. But so is your dream. So what's the one thing that you can do? And I will give you 1 minute starting right now. And I'll play some music for you as well. Another 10 seconds. Okay, excellent work. So if you've thought of at least one thing, one action step that you could take, just maybe give me a thumbs up in the reaction menu. Oh, I see your thumbs up. Cool. Fantastic. All right. So I hope that you've connected with these ideas today and know that they would make a difference in your life if you implemented them. So as promised, I do have a gift for you, and then I'll close off with a short video that has a very strong message and is very appropriate for the times that we're living in. But first, let's recap what we've covered. You learn through a numbers exercise that there is an invisible pattern to success, and when you expand your awareness of that pattern, your results naturally increase. You learn key number 1, which is designing your dream. You must have a blueprint of what you want in order to achieve it. And the clearer your blueprint, the more power that you have. You also learn key number 2, which is the power of decision. You must decide for the thing that you want in the absence of knowing how. And you learn key number 3, which is befriending your fear, and how fear and failure are prerequisites for greatness. And we must befriend our fear and shift our focus if we are to achieve our results. Now, here's the gift I promised you. In fact, I have 2 gifts. I have a life blueprint document that I believe Krista or Sam will share in the chat. There we go. I think you can click on that. You can click on it right now if you want. And it's a PDF document, and you'll be able to print it off later after the webinar. And once you've done that, you can just basically minimize the document and just go right back into Zoom again. And the second gift I have for you is I carve out some time each week for strategy sessions. A strategy session is simply a 45-minute conversation where we get very clear on exactly where you are and what you would love to create and what the next important step is that you can take to move you in the direction of your dream, right? It's a one-to-one conversation with me. It's valued at $200. And I have limited strategy session openings available over the next week and a half. Now I am going to put down in the chat. There we go. Okay. I've put down the link to my schedule. So you can just go click on that and you'll be able to actually book your strategy session free of charge. It's my gift to you. Now you will receive an email as well after this webinar on details on how you can schedule your session and sign up if you haven't clicked on the link. And don't delay, because I know that I only have a limited number of strategy sessions next week. So yeah, and so I'm looking forward to supporting you in any way that I can. All right, and I'm going to show you guys the video as soon as I can click onto the next screen here. Here we go. Now, before I finish with an inspiring video for today, remember this. Know that what is inside you is far greater than any challenge that you're facing. You have incredible power within you. We all do. This is your moment, and this is your day to take bold action. Now, the video I'm about to share with you is all about gratitude. We collectively, the human race, have all been through so much over the past few years. The pandemic, world events, including this horrible war, lockdowns, all of these things have affected us and our mental health to a certain degree, some more than others. One proven way to change our thinking for the better is through having a practice of gratitude and cultivating the habit of being grateful for everything in your life. And I mean everything is there for our growth, right? Everything is there for our growth. So it's really an important thing to remember. So as you're watching and listening to this video, my ask is for all of you to really pay attention and to embrace the message that is being shared here. All right. So here we go. Give me a thumbs up once you start hearing. I want to make sure that it's playing here.
When I watch TV,
Awesome.
it's just some shows that are pretend, and when you explore, you get more imagination than you already had, and when you get more imagination, it makes you want to go deeper in, so you can get more and see beautiful things. Like the path if it's a path, it could lead you to a beach or something, and it could be beautiful.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a very powerful video. And that you found the information I shared with you very useful for you. So be on the lookout for an email from me and with instructions on how to sign up for a free strategy session. It's your Pheno invitation. What in the world is a Pheno invitation? Feel invited, but not obligated. So thank you again for attending today. And feel free to provide, I'm noticing your comments. Actually, I was looking at the comments in the chat. So thank you for those. And the floor is yours, Sam. And let me just actually stop sharing here so we can see each other's face here. Thank you, Jesse.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Eric. That was so powerful. It gave me goosebumps at the end of the video. Can you send that link for the video? I want to share it with a few people. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I think I gotta give you a loud clapping. That was amazing. I never take time for myself, and the exercise with the writing and just going back and rereading what I was there. I was like, whoa, these are things that are inside me that I didn't even take time to feel, to even acknowledge, and having that time to actually